found my calling for weather while reporting in Great Falls, Montana. What makes that area challenging to forecast is unique weather from peaks to valleys around the Rocky Mountains. Now I'm trading in my ski boots for rain boots. Being from Georgia and having family in Florida, it's great to be back in the Southeast and help you enjoy all the things that make the Big Bend and South Georgia so amazing. So whether you're heading out to Wakulla Springs or if it's harvest time in Decatur County, I'm here to make sure you're the first to know before the weather changes.
First to know meteorologist Elizabeth Copeland.
It's time for Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. Breaking down game-changing plays, momentum-shifting moves, the inside scoop on the team, and what's next for the Noles. It's the ultimate FSU football experience. Live from Cush's in the heart of Tallahassee, ABC 27 presents Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. Sponsored by these businesses.
Well, we're excited to be back with you inside Seminole Football live from Cush's in College Town. It was a beautiful day today in the capital city, was it not? With feelings of fall all around us. And, of course, fall means football. It means Florida State football. And it means this team's 3-0 right now through the first 3 games of the early portions of this 2023 campaign. And the head coach, Mike Norvell, here with us. Coach, always great seeing you. Congratulations on another win on Saturday over Boston College. And 3-0. Got it done in the ACC lid lifter this past weekend. How are you?
No, I'm doing well. Going on the road, first conference opponent. We sure made it interesting. There was a lot of swings in that game. Ultimately, like I told the guys after the game, I was proud of them for ultimately, doing what we set out to do. That's to go win a football game, and but ultimately the standard of how we want to do that was not met. And that's what I love about this team is just the embrace of our expectation, of our standard of getting better every time we get on the field. And I think we've accomplished that in a lot of times. But there were some mistakes that were made, and I think some lapses throughout the course of that game that allowed it to have the ending which it did. But it's definitely something that we're going to learn from, we're going to grow from, and it's good to learn lessons through victory.
Yeah.
And ultimately this team, I loved their approach last night when we came back to practice, and I thought we put a good start to this week, which we know is another big week for us going back on the road, and obviously got a big game here Saturday.
How would you describe the post game in the locker room? I know you're talking about the feelings you have and your team has with the expectations that everyone has, that you have set and the student athletes have set for themselves as well. Kind of take me through that afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's our expectations. It's what we expect out of ourselves. Every time we step on the field, and it's like I told them. I mean, what happened on Saturday? That's real life. And I mean, nobody in that locker room wanted the game to finish up that close. I mean, we got to a point where we didn't start, as well as we wanted defensively. You responded. We got to a point where it was 31-10, and there was a few plays that obviously allowed that to be a much closer contest than it needed to be. And there's a lot of controllable mistakes that showed up, and that's where I guess my irritation showed up. And it's coaches, players, everybody involved. We all have a role and a part in it, and it's that ownership and the willingness to work and correct it. And that's what I loved about our team's response, their attitude, their approach, and we had a good practice last night. Today obviously being the off day, and but I know there's a great sense of urgency for getting back on the practice field tomorrow and going to get better.
Yeah, I know. As listening to you at the press conference earlier today and hearing you talk about it right now, those Sunday practices are always a lot of fun to get that instant reaction, not only from the staff, but also from your guys on what they saw, what they felt, and some of the things that they kind of processed and took in. It's like your first meeting of communication to kind of dissect what happened on Saturday in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, I communicated pretty good after the game, so there was some communication there. But and really, what I told them, on Sundays was there was a lot of affirmation to the things that I saw, things that I witnessed, and it's not just during the game. I mean, there's a thing here maybe in practice, or maybe an area where we can be better. We can have a better sense of urgency. Might be communication. Might be in a walkthrough. It might be in different times that guys maybe don't understand the importance of it, even though you try to emphasize it, you talk about it, and then when it happens in the moment, you can have those experiences to point back to and say, well, this is where we need to get better, and this will allow us to be better in that in that moment in the course of a game. And it's just the ownership and the recognition of what we can all do better. Like I said, it's not just pointing to players, it's coaches too, and we all play a role in everything that happens, and I'm directly responsible for every action that takes place on that field. So we have to go and we got to improve. And but I definitely love the team I get to do it with, and you believe in the coaches that are leading them, and obviously it's time to go get better here this week. But we're all excited about the opportunity we have with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a great show for you here this evening, live from Cooshes in College Town. As coming up a little bit later on in the show, DJ Lundy will stop by the program. We'll talk with him about his performance, one of the top playmakers on this defense, and we're going to talk more about DJ here in a moment. And co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach Randy Shannon will stop by today on the show. Looking forward. Always enjoy talking with Coach. Time now for our Truist hero of the game. And Truist, the official retail bank of Florida State Athletics. Care, it's a total bank changer. See how at Truist.com. We're going to give it to DJ Lundy, Coach, because he did something that has not been done by a Florida State football player since 1959. That's an interception and a rushing touchdown in the same game. Yes, DJ did that. It all happened in a essentially kind of drive sequence. Got the pick, got in there as the offense took the ball down the field, and we talked about it after the game, but that's your room right there, that fullback room, and DJ knows what to do with it when you give him the football in the score zone.
Absolutely, and I was really proud of DJ. That was an incredible interception. Just the athleticism, the focus, being able to make that play, and then we got down. Jaheim had a huge catch there on the first play of the series, and got down within a yard, and DJ did the rest. It was a really tough run, found his way in the end zone, and DJ's versatility is something that really makes him special. And you see the way that he's playing at linebacker. He's continuing to get better. I think he's one of our best football players defensively. And then just being able to come over on the other side of the ball. He does a lot of unselfish acts in how he blocks and what he does. But it's always good when you get a chance to get the ball in his hands and to let him finish it.
One of your you got a lot of guys. Obviously, everybody's improving every single day, but he's taken some nice steps from last year to this year, hasn't he?
I mean, it's just confidence. I mean, when you sit there and people don't realize that DJ was a running back, for so many years in high school, and he really only played 1 year linebacker, and then transitioning to college. He's played since he was a true freshman, and that role has just continued to increase, and he's really just I think has a chance to be a special player, and he's done a lot of great things in his career, but he's really taken that next step.
Yep, can't wait to talk with DJ Lundy a little bit later on here in the show this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we are live at Cooshes in College Town. Come enjoy good food, good folks, and good times at Cooshes Bayou Rouge. Cooshes offers authentic South Louisiana cuisine and some of the best burgers and wings in town. Coming out to Cooshes in College Town, the home of Inside Seminole football. Just getting started, the Noles, top 5 team, number 3 in the coaches poll, number 4 in the AP poll, and 3-0 early in this season. More to come as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. Some fun inside Seminole football back here on a Monday night, live from Cooshes in College Town. Great to be here with all of our Noles fans, of course, having a great time. This Florida State football team 3-0 with a win over Boston College this past Saturday, and another ACC road tilt coming up this next weekend at Clemson. We'll get Coach's thoughts on that here on the show this evening. The time now for What's on Tap, brought to you by the official craft beer of Florida State Athletics, Oyster City Brewing Company. Check out the tap room on Gain Street, and Legacy Lager. Grab it for your tailgate, folks. It is out right now. What's going on FSU Athletics Tuesday night? Chris Poole and Florida State Volleyball. They take on UNF at 5 p.m. inside historic Tully Gymnasium. Florida State Soccer, Coach, they might have set the tone for us. They got a win at top 10 Clemson last Friday while we were heading to BC, down 2-0, came back and won 4-2. They're at Syracuse on Thursday night. Volleyball at Virginia Tech on Friday as well in ACC play. And men's swimming and diving and men's tennis are in action this upcoming weekend. So that's what we have going on. And we talked about some of the fun things going around Florida State athletics. You guys now turn your attention and get ready for a big week coming up with another road opportunity at Clemson on Saturday afternoon.
No, we're definitely excited about it. Like I said, it got off to a good start. Coaches have been going through, put together a game plan, and we'll be out on the field in the morning. And I know our guys will have a great sense of urgency for growth improvement, and just going to prepare to be our best. Come Saturday in Clemson.
Yep, in that game Saturday at BC. You took that start and scored 28 unanswered points, where your team really put it to the Eagles throughout that period of time, led 31-10. As you watched the film, what really stood out to you about your team's execution with that setup there?
Like I said, we didn't start the way we wanted to defensively. Had a couple of communication breakdowns, there early. Just with some misdirection things that showed up. But, I tell you, going back and watching it, I was really proud of our offense. Scored on 5 of the first 6 possessions. Boston College had a game plan where they wanted to hold the ball. They wanted to try to keep it away from us. We only had 1 possession in the first quarter. Ultimately, 4 possessions in the first half. So to have that efficiency throughout was really big, but then there's still an opportunity to see where the last 3 drives where we didn't score, there were some, like I said, some very controllable mistakes that were made that we've just got to be better at. And I love the the competitiveness and the playmaking ability of those guys offensively. I think we went through the entire game without giving up a TFL. Had a lot of explosive plays that did show up offensively, and I mean that's something that that we want to pride ourselves in in everything we're doing. Now there's a lot of opportunities that we had that could have even been better, but I did like the response that we had from the early start, and defensively, there were some good swings. We're after the rough start, played pretty well there in the middle part of it. Was able to hold them out, on another kind of goal line stand, which is something our guys are taking a lot of pride in. Obviously had the interception, and just unfortunately gave up a few plays there late that that we got to get corrected. But when we needed it at the end, they rose up big and made the plays necessary.
New clock rules. You noticing any difference at all with how teams are trying to slow it down or keep your offense on the sidelines with the way things are set up?
It has an effect. I mean, and we're looking at probably 8 to 10 plays a game, less, and that's just puts that much more emphasis, there on the third downs, and that was something that we were not good at, this past week, really on either side of the ball. But we have to be better, because if we allow teams to extend drives, if they have the desire to try to eat the clock as much as they can, I mean, it definitely makes an impact.
Coach thought Johnny Wilson really responded from game 2 to game 3 for you. His 5th career 100-yard receiving game with what he did catching the football on Saturday.
No, he played big, and that was something that we wanted to see. I was very confident, even just watching him and his approach at practice through last week. I knew he's poised to have a big game. Him, Jaheim Bell, ironically, both guys that didn't have a catch, the week prior, showed up and had big games, and ultimately, Keon who's been so big for us there these first couple weeks, actually went without a catch in the game, but still, you see the way that the effort which he was playing with, obviously the way that he was working. I know that's one of those things that sometimes can be challenging as you go through it, but just love the mindset of our guys and the way that they're willing to push for each other and be prepared when their number's called.
I'll tell you what, Jaheim Bell is a fun young man to watch play the game, because how you utilize him, moving him around the formation, where he lines up, a lot of the work begins before the ball is even snapped a lot of times for him, and then once he gets it in his hands, it's a lot of fun to see what he has to do and can take care of.
Yeah, when you have versatile playmakers like that, it's definitely fun as a coach to try to implement some of the creativity. But what I love is I love seeing the investment that our players put into learning exactly where they need to do, and they've got to learn big picture concepts, because you literally can line up anywhere on the field, and he's shown to be able to do that. But when you get the ball in your hands, you got to know you got to know how to get the ball to the end zone, and he's definitely proven that. I think he's scored 3 or 4 touchdowns already this season. Really just very, very impressive for what, how he's gotten his start here to the early part of the year.
Yep, just getting started here live from Cousha's in College Town with Florida State head football coach Mike Norvell as the Noles 3-0 and gearing up for a big one this upcoming weekend at Memorial Stadium, taking on the Clemson Tigers. Hey, visit Seminoles.com/FFBI sweeps and register for the chance to win a VIP experience in the Miami game. Winner gets hotel accommodations, 4 tickets to the game, 4 hospitality passes, and Knowles gear. Register today at Seminoles.com/FFBI sweeps. More to come, live from Couches in College Town, inside Seminole football, as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield.
Jeff Golhay.
All right, back with you here at Couches in College Town. Great crowd on hand, fun crowd on hand. Here to talk all things Florida State football with the head coach Mike Norvell. 3-0, a win over BC, 1-0 in ACC play. Number 3 in the coaches poll, number 4 in the AP poll. Getting ready to go take on the Clemson Tigers. How about a Chick-fil-A stat nugget? Coach, you alluded to this just a moment ago in the previous segment. From Saturday, Boston College did not record a sack or a TFL in the win by the Noles. History made by your group. It's the first time in the history of Florida State football that the FSU offensive line did not give up a tackle for loss against an FBS foe. First time ever in the history of Florida State football, and a first time nationally since Missouri's 2017 win over Florida. A team had 10 TFLs while allowing 0 versus a Power 5 team. I'll give Derek Satterfield a little salute there with that nugget. Chick-fil-A stat nugget.
Great job, Derek.
Great job, Derek. Thanks, Derek, for all your work there. Impressive stuff by your offensive line and obviously your defensive front, getting after the quarterback and the backs in the backfield.
Yeah, obviously that's something that we've you continue to work, continue to emphasize. It's something that you want to see from your team. You want to always try to stay ahead of the chains. I think that, obviously helped our offense, there early and being able to have the efficiency that we did because it was a necessity. And you got to maximize every drive. Defensively, we did a good job of creating the explosive play. Like I said, we got to continue to work to get off the field there on third downs. And I know that's a big point of emphasis and something that we've been outstanding at in the first 2 games of the season. And, it's look forward to getting back to that here as we move forward.
What did you like about your defensive line? Again, you got the depth there. You've talked about Dennis Briggs being an impactful guy, Jared Verse, Patrick Payton. We can talk about all the names on and on and on. 10 TFLs. Certainly, there were moments in the game I know you like to see that or improve, but that is disruptive to say the least.
No, it was, and that's what those guys. I mean, for them to be able to tee off and you'll go attack up front. I mean, there's some impactful plays that were made, and I really like. I think Braden Fisk is playing at a very high level. It was good to see him, be able to create some of that disruption and open up some lanes. I thought there were some times on some well-timed blitzes. I know Renardo Green got in there and got a quarterback sack, which was a huge play there in the game. Kalen DeLoach, DJ Lundy, some of the linebackers, Tatum, all those guys were really flying around there throughout the game, and but it all starts up front, and we need that team, that group to play big, and obviously they're going to have a great challenge this week, but they're looking forward to it.
Seeing obviously Jared Verse warrants a lot of attention. Is he seeing a lot of different, maybe kind of adjusted looks from people chipping at him, not allowing him to get free reign, free rush up front?
Oh, definitely. People know where he's aligning, and that's what we're working to move him around and try to create those best one-on-ones. But I mean, you saw his explosiveness, and he got free to the running back, and he was able to disrupt the quarterback multiple times there throughout that game. And really proud of Jared for just the effort which he's playing with. It's sometimes it can get frustrating when you're seeing so many different looks, whether it's 2 or 3 guys accounting for you with chips and double teams, and but he's really doing a good job of helping his teammates create some of the one-on-ones for him, and while all in his own right, still making some very impactful plays.
You mentioned a moment ago, how about the end of the game when you're looking to get a stop? You get 2 cornerback blitzes at the end with both Renardo Green and then Nazarie Thomas flying through, and Kalen tag team with him to bring down Castellanos at the end there.
Yeah, I thought that was a couple great calls by Adam in that situation. Really caught him off guard, got him matched up on running backs, and those guys they finished it when we needed to. Yeah. And so really proud of those guys being ready for their opportunity.
Yep. Florida State gearing up. We got a big one, folks, coming up on Saturday afternoon. We're going to talk about that when we return with Mike Norvell as the Noles get ready to take on the Clemson Tigers. Hey, fans, Alumni Hall is your ultimate fan shopping experience. Head to Alumni Hall in Miracle Plaza or visit alumnihall.com for the best shopping, but also for the ultimate Seminole sweepstakes. Enter for a chance to win 4 tickets to the FSU Duke game, hospitality passes, and a $200 gift card from Alumni Hall. That's Alumni Hall, where FSU fans shop. Stay with us. More to come with the head coach, Mike Norvell, as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. We're gearing up for a big one, Noles fans, coming up on Saturday. It's a noon Eastern kick. Florida State back on the road in ACC play, taking on the Clemson Tigers at Memorial Stadium. And excited to get out and watch the Garnet and Gold go out and compete once again. Time now for our Keys to Success, brought to you by Scott & Wallace, the official law firm of Florida State Athletics. Scott & Wallace with offices in Tallahassee. Another great opportunity for your football team coming up. I know the work begins once again tomorrow with how you approach each and every day. Got to take me through your mindset, getting ready for another big game.
Well, I mean, it's going to be, obviously a great atmosphere there on Saturday. We got a noon kick, so we got to get up and we got to start fast, and that's a big part of it. Really control all the controllables. It's going to be adverse situations. There's going to be, a lot of things that you get to work through throughout the course of that 60-minute contest. But we've seen most of it, and we have been on the good good part of momentum. We faced some of the challenges when it's going against you, and our focus on our response. Maintain that poise, maintain the composure, and you go out there and execute to the best of your ability, utilizing the technique and fundamentals that we've been working since January. And if we can build upon that, I think it's going to be one heck of a football game, and definitely fired up to coach in it, and I know our guys are excited to play in it.
Yeah, Coach, I know the focus is on you guys, and going out and playing your best football game that you possibly can. But as you prepare, you flip on the film, thoughts on Clemson and the team that Dabo has coming up Saturday?
I mean, they're a very talented team. And, you look at, the first 6 quarters of the season, defensively, they played at a pretty high level, throughout. There was a couple plays here or there, but, offensively, they did some very uncharacteristic things. Turned the ball over, 2-3 times inside the 5-yard line. Missed a couple kicks. That really hurt them there in that first game against Duke, and but really since that point, the last 6 quarters, you could see the confidence continuing to build, and a new offensive coordinator, everybody's getting dialed into that new system, and it's they've got some playmakers. They're in the backfield, obviously on the perimeter, and a very capable quarterback that can really make it all happen. So like I said, it's going to be a challenge on both sides of the ball. They're very experienced defense. One with a lot of great players. Top draft picks, and we'll have our work cut out for us. But I think our guys are they know what's ahead, and now it's just time to go get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. Mentioned the quarterback, Cade Klubnik. Are there similarities, differences? Obviously, with Thomas Castellanos at BC, a dual threat guy. Klubnik can move a little bit as well. Anything there that sort of meshes up from your thought process and preparing to get ready to face a guy like that?
Cade, he really, I think his athleticism is something that probably doesn't get celebrated enough. Just for what he does, how he can extend plays. He's got great arm talent. He can sit in the pocket, throw in rhythm time. Can make all the throws. He's definitely a talented quarterback, one that's won a lot of football games in his career. There and at the high school level, and obviously getting that experience here at the early part of his college career. So I'm definitely looking forward to having to compete against him. But there's he kind of can do it all when it comes to the ways to attack, and obviously with the running backs that they have. I think Will Shipley is one of the best players in the conference. Somebody that his versatility is something not only offensively but in the return game as well that you got to account for, and it presents challenges, and that's what makes this such an exciting game to be able to compete in come Saturday.
Yeah, your thoughts on the matchup, your offensive line against their defensive front? They obviously like to do from a depth standpoint, rotate a lot of guys in, and your offensive line has that same type of depth and experience, bringing them to Clemson for this game this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be one of the keys to the game. And, they've got probably as talented of a defensive line, possibly that we'll face this year. I mean, so a lot of those guys, chose to come back, from this last season and, would have been high draft picks if they would have chose to go out a year ago. But they're playing at a high level. It's going to be, they move, they're all fast, athletic, long, strong. It's going to be a great opportunity for our line to kind of see exactly where we are. We're hopeful that as the week progresses, you get a better sense of Maurice. You see where Rob's at. Those guys. I've been really proud of Darius Washington and the way that he's played. Stepping in at center. Obviously Bless and JB have done a really nice job there at tackle, and so we're pleased with our depth that we have, but hopefully can get at least one or maybe both those guys back here this week, and see where that can put us as we move forward.
Yep, Coach, always great. Final thoughts before we say goodbye for this week?
No, just excited for this a big game, and that's what you get into ACC play. Now there's no division, so every game matters. You got to do everything in your power to go find a way to be successful, and I know our team is excited for the week of preparation ahead, and you definitely appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Really appreciate all the support, and excited for what this week has ahead. So you guys have a great night, great week, and go Noles.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Yep. Comments from the head coach, Mike Norvell, here with us live from Coach's in College Town. And get free local news and weather 24/7. Just search WTXL on your favorite streaming device and to watch local news and weather on your time. WTXL, ABC 27. We'll take a break. DJ Lundy on the way. Looking forward to talking with DJ here on the main table as we locked in here on Inside Seminole Football on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. Chatting about the Garnet and Goal live from Coach's in College Town, and great to be with you on a Monday night. Florida State football 3-0, number 3 in the coaches poll, number 4 in the AP poll. And we thought, let's switch up the schedule a little bit. We like to, the coaches switch things up at practice every once in a while, keep guys on their toes. We're going to do that with everybody watching and listening and hanging out. DJ Lundy will be with us in a moment. And, of course, why not have the guy that coaches up his room and co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach Randy Shannon here with us, ladies and gentlemen. Coach, it's always a pleasure. How are you, sir? Thanks so much.
I'm doing great. Everything's going well for me, and excited just to be here and excited to have an opportunity to, play coach football. I mean, that's something that people don't really realize. You have an opportunity to come to a university like Florida State where you can go out and enjoy each and every day that you work. And I think that's one of the best things that you can have, when you can enjoy a place that you can work, and you got great young men, a great coaching staff, great people around that has a family atmosphere that you like to be a part of.
You've done it at a high level for a long, long time. What do you love the most just about the game?
I love dealing with just great people and the kids. Have an opportunity to try to help them grow as people, not just football, but the total package. And those are the things that you really look forward to, and those are the things that I like to do.
Yep. How is this group, as you've gotten to know them, gotten to coach them, gotten to learn from them, how they even pushed you as a coach to continue? Because you're always getting better, right? You're always moving forward, getting better, getting worse.
Always.
How has this group even kept you on your toes and enjoyed working with them on a day-by-day basis?
It's a unique group because it's a bunch of veteran guys and some young guys. And it's an opportunity that every day that you try to help the young guys get a little bit better. And then you have the older guys to stay on top of everything they do, not just football-wise, but just a total package. And they're doing a great job of it. And I think that the more and more that I press them, the more and more I can learn what they can handle and what they can do, and that's the beauty of it. The more you give them, just keep giving them, and they can get a lot better.
How has the linebacker position changed in the last 10 years?
Changed a lot. Yeah. I mean, in the old days, it was I kid with Marvin Jones a lot when I see him. I see Marvin, it'd be kind of tough for you to play these days. I mean, you was 6'3", you was 245, 250. Now they're looking for guys that are in that 6'1", 6'2" range, that about 225, 230 that can run. Mm-hmm. And Marvin got him and said, "Coach, I still can run at 4'3". But that's the unique part about it. Is the guys are smaller, but they're still athletic, they're still powerful, they still can do all the things that you can do, but they can be able to not be a first down or second down guy. They got to be every down guy, and that's the thing that's changed a lot.
One of your guys we're going to talk to a little bit later on the show, DJ Lundy, versatile interception. Coach Norvell gives him the ball inside the 1-yard line, scores a touchdown. First time that's happened by a player at FSU since 1959 with that combo in the same game. And I know he's really worked his tail off to get himself where he is at today. What have you appreciated the most about DJ's efforts this season?
The work that he's put in. I mean, when I first got here, DJ was like 260 pounds. I mean, he was a big guy, and going through that transition and understanding that you don't have to be big to play this game. And he was a tailback in high school. He was a wrestler. So he had all the attributes to be something that's special. And he's worked continually to get his weight down. The body fat is lessened. And our strength and conditioning has done an unbelievable job of making him understand the importance of cut your body fat down and everything will work out right. And he's done it. And he's moving better. He's looked quick. He looked fast. He looks like a 230-pound guy running around, but he's 240. And I think that's something that's really impressive about him.
Yeah, it's fun to watch him play and go out and show off the work that he has put in. Two other guys, we're talking about a lot of your linebackers, but two other guys, obviously, we'll start with Tatum Bethune. That's a guy that has come in and filled a leadership role, I know, in a lot of ways with this defense. And, man, I watch him coach, and he is hitting people. He is running through people. I forget which play it was, but I think there was a bubble screen to the near sideline. He ran through a wide receiver trying to get to the ball, and that guy kind of sat on the turf and was like, I don't want to see that guy ever again. How's his game grown even from last year where he was tremendous for us to where he's at right now?
He's grown a lot. I mean, he's become more of a leader. He's not a rah-rah type of guy. He's more of a quiet leader. He may go to his wife and say, listen, we cannot keep doing this. He don't make a difference if you're an older guy or younger guy. Tatum will step up to you and make sure you understand what it's all about, how to be a professional about things, but also be a team guy. And he's done a tremendous job like that. Tatum got what I call unique. His hands are so heavy. He got his hands about like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big, heavy-handed guy. When he put his hands
got big hands, Coach. My goodness, look at those hands. Well, those are big football hands right there.
Football hands.
Yeah, I like that.
But that's what he has, and unique, and it's something that he has inside of him, instilled in him, and he believes in team, and he believes in doing all the things the right way.
And I know you love it when we talk about guys that have a nose for the football, and a lot of our guys obviously on defense do, but, man, Tatum always seems to be where he needs to be, even if it's not necessarily where he's started. He just finds a way to get there when the ball is snapped and when it gets to the ball carrier, no matter where he's at on the field.
He's got what we call instincts, unbelievable instincts for what he has. And he has a nose to track the football. Sometimes he gets through crowds and through traffic more than anybody I've ever seen. And he does a good job of just finding a way to weave and bob, and finally he makes the tackle. And it's tremendous access that he has for us as a football team.
Yeah, and I know you put a lot of stress on all your linebackers, but Kalen DeLoach is a guy that I know you really asked to go out and do a lot of things when it comes to doing, covering in space, keeping an eye on the quarterback, a dual threat guy, and running people down sideline to sideline. You ask a lot of him, don't you, with his skill set out there?
You know, he's unique, and he's a guy that has tremendous speed, tremendous quickness, a very, very good football player, but he's smart. That's the one thing people don't realize. He's very, very smart, and he can handle a lot of things. He makes all the adjustments on the football field when he's on there. We say, hey, go cover a receiver. He'll go cover a receiver. Say, go cover a tight end. You go over a tight end. You make the adjustments to make our defense work, and he does it. And that takes tremendous assets for him to help us be successful.
Yep. Talking with Randy Shannon, co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach, with us here live from Cooshes in College Town, as our program brought to you in part by Carver's Cleaners. As a veteran-owned business, Carver's Discount Cleaners provides high-quality dry cleaning services at affordable prices. Visit one of the 3 Tallahassee locations for convenient same-day services. Don't get taken to the cleaners. Choose Carver's. And Carver's Cleaners, the proud dry cleaning partner of Inside Seminole football. We'll take a timeout. More to come. Talk some more defense. Talk some more about this football team with Randy Shannon. Here live on site from Cooshes in College Town, as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. About 15 minutes or so of our show. Having fun, talking all things Florida State football as the Noles are 3-0. Number 3 in the coaches poll, number 4 in the AP poll. Again, ready for a big one against the Clemson Tigers. Randy Shannon here with me, and always great talking with Coach all things Noles football and college football in general. Hey, in town for a game this fall. Stay at 4 Points by Sheraton, Tallahassee downtown. Located in an iconic round building across from the Florida State University campus. Parking always complimentary, plus free shuttle service to the airport and Doak Campbell Stadium. Make your hotel reservations at 4 Points by Sheraton, Tallahassee downtown today. Coach, we're talking about your individual guys, and I didn't want to leave this one out. Omar Graham, I know, as a young guy, has continued to get healthy, continued to evolve, learn, and went out there on Saturday, made some plays. I know he's earned some more opportunities for you out there.
He's been very impressive with us. I mean, last year he came in as a true freshman and just learning what we're trying to get done. And he actually practiced with the 2 group last year. But we never played him because we want to make sure that the opportunity comes when he can play a lot of plays. And this year has been, coming off his injury, has been phenomenal. He's been very, very active. He's been making a lot of plays for us, and his rep count is going up each and every week, and we're expecting big things from him from his future and big things this week from him.
Toughest part for a young player at that linebacker position transitioning to understand what it takes every play to go out there and earn those opportunities like Omar's doing right now.
It's very tough because, everybody comes in from high school and they've been the phenomenal player in high school. Now they come into a place where everybody's phenomenal. Now you have to learn how to be a professional, learn how to play football, learn how to understand what the game is about at this level. And Omar's in the transition has been well. And we got some other couple of young guys. Blake has done a tremendous job of being that type of guy. And Cryer has done a tremendous job. So we got some young guys in the stable who's doing a great job for us, but they've learning, but they coming along. I'm excited. I think the whole coaching staff is excited about what we have in the cover. But the greatest thing that makes this group unique is that the older guys in meetings, you should see them. They always quizzing the younger guys.
Wow.
Because they understand at any point in time, if they're not able to play the game, that they have to be the next guy to step in.
Yeah.
And they're not looking at it from the standpoint of you may take my job. They look from the standpoint of you got to hit Florida State, be ready, and be ready to play the game. So I think it's a unique job.
You don't see that very often. You've been around great teams and great success and been around football throughout your career. I mean, the best teams, to me, that's what it sounds like, are the player-led ones within the meeting room and the locker room.
Those are the best ones. Those are the best teams that understand that you can win championships that way. If me as a coach have to make sure that we're watching film all the time or make sure that the guys understanding what to do, it's not going to be anything. But when you have a player-led deal like the room that we have and what we have on this team, but everybody's pushing everybody to take their job and be the best that they can be because they know at any point in time, going a game and say if a helmet comes off, the next guy got to be ready to go. And I think that's the tradition, and that's the things that Florida State has always been, and what Coach Novell is always preaching: be the best that you can be each and every day, each and every play, each and every second, and don't ever let up.
Coach, season high 10 TFLs for this defense. I know it wasn't the perfect performance, and certainly a lot of teachable moments, but you still wreaked some havoc and created problems in the backfield on Saturday.
It was great to see that the tackles for loss, because that's the most important thing. The more negative plays that you can create, the more that you can be successful on defense and also field position for offense. And we got to continue to stress those things, but also we got to continue to be on edge at every time. Never, ever slack off because of maybe what the score is or maybe what's going on good for you in that game. Keep your edge, keep pushing, keep doing the things you need to do to be successful, and we'll be successful as a team.
Yep. Biggest teachable moments you felt like from Saturday overall? I mean, it's a great item when you get out of a road conference game with the win and you feel like you didn't play your best brand of football and you get out there with the W from Saturday afternoon.
Biggest teachable moment is never take anything for granted. I mean, that's the biggest teachable moment, that every time that you do anything in life, that you got to do it at full speed. You got to do it a lot of heart, a lot of passion, and you got to continue to do it till the job is done. Once you slack off at anything you're doing in life, it's my job, anybody's job, studying for an exam, anytime you slack off, bad things can happen. And I think those guys learned the lesson from that point on of understanding that's about part of life.
Yep. Great opportunity Saturday. Thoughts on Clemson coming up from a defensive perspective?
Well, from us, I think we just got to concentrate on ourselves. We got to make sure that we're doing what we need to get done. We can't worry about what Clemson does. We got to worry about what Florida State defense is going to do. And we're excited about our game plan. We're excited about the players. The players are excited because it's about us. And we feel like the only way that things can happen bad for us is that we create them. And we're looking for a lot of positive things to happen for this next game, and we're just really excited to go out here and play against Clemson Tigers.
Yep, can't wait to watch it as well. Coach, it's always a pleasure seeing you. Thanks so much for your time. I look forward to it this weekend.
Thank you, buddy.
There you go. It's Randy Shannon, ladies and gentlemen. Great stuff from Florida State's co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. Always fun talking with Coach Shannon here on the program. Hey, Florida State Athletics would like to thank Grassroots Coffee for their support of Florida State football. Order from Grassroots Coffee for your home or business today at grassrootscoffee.com or find it at a store, restaurant, or coffee shop near you. Grassroots Coffee, made for everyone, loved everywhere. We'll take a time out, come back with our final thoughts here on the program as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. All right, we're back one final time live here at Cousha's in College Town, and a roar from the crowd as the host is going to fly solo. I appreciate the backing here. We're all a team, right? We're all a team. We're getting after it. We're having fun. You know that? We're 3-0. I know everybody wants us to win every game 66-13, right? Well, you're going to have a couple hiccups along the way. Nice to have a lot of teachable moments after a win, was it not? Even though, we know this group can continue to get better, and you heard Coach and Coach Shannon talk about it, about teachable moments and going out and not taking anything for granted and playing a full 60 minutes of football. As we will connect with DJ Lundy at another time. Looking forward to catching up with him. What a game he had, right, against Boston College. We talked about some of those nuggets earlier. The interception, the rushing touchdown, one of the more improved players on this football team. First time since 1959 that has happened by a player in one game. Yes, by DJ Lundy. And our conversations with all of our players here on Inside Seminole Football is brought to you by The Battle's End. And by joining The Battle's End, you directly support FSU student athletes. Get involved today by joining The Battle's End at thebattlesend.com. Talked with Coach Shannon about his linebacker core. How fun has it been to see Tatum Bethune continue to grow and evolve in this defense? He led this team with 8 tackles, a TFL, and a pass breakup. As we take a look at some of the highlights and that win from Saturday afternoon at Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill. Kalen DeLoach had a couple of TFLs as well. 10 tackles for loss for this Florida State defense in the win over Boston College. And by no means did, again, this group play their best brand of football, but they went out, got it done when they had to. Loved the call by Adam Fuller late in that game with 2 cornerback blitzes at the end. How about that, huh? With both Renardo Green, Azarie Thomas. That's where Kalen got in there, D-Lo, and made some big plays overall. So really, really impressive stuff as we were talking about this FSU defense. Hey, did you know that reading one text while driving takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving the length of a football field with your eyes closed. Put your phone down and set aside all distractions. Don't drive distracted, arrive alive. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. Well, now we turn the page and we get ready for a big one, don't we? The Clemson Tigers, Saturday afternoon. I think everyone, when we saw the schedule, we said LSU in Orlando, Clemson at the end of the month. A month that started with Tigers, a talented group. That went pretty well. It's going to end with the talented group of Tigers this weekend in Memorial Stadium. I got a feeling it's going to end pretty well also for this Florida State football team. It's a noon Eastern kick, Noles fans. It's on ABC. You can also listen to us. We start at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and download the FSU Game Day app. Free to download. Take us with you wherever you go. Hey, calling all hungry Noles fans, every Friday this fall is Football Fridays at Tijuana Flats. Get a free taco and chips for the purchase of a medium drink every Friday by wearing your Noles gear at participating Tijuana Flats locations across the state of Florida. Only at Tijuana Flats, online at TijuanaFlats.com. Well, my wife has given me the order for the take-home food, so I got to go, everybody. I'm going to bring the whole food home back to the house. Thanks for everyone being here. Thanks for watching.